Public international relations. It's a mouthful, right? Sounds like something boring politicians do. But hold on, because it's actually way more interesting than it sounds. Basically, it's how countries talk to each other. Think of it like the world's biggest group chat. But instead of emojis, they use treaties and ambassadors. Now, you might be thinking, John, I'm just trying to survive on my daily commute. Why should I care about countries chit-chatting? And that's a fair point, but the thing is, these conversations have real consequences for all of us. They affect everything from the price of your morning coffee to whether or not we end up in a Mad Max-style dystopia because of climate change. Alright, let's break it down. Remember that trade deal we mentioned earlier? That determines whether you're paying $5 or $10 for that fancy imported cheese you like. And that climate change thing? Yeah, that's kind of important. If countries don't cooperate, we might all be wearing those weird water harvesting suits from Dune sooner than we think. But it's not just about avoiding the apocalypse, though that's a nice bonus. International relations also help countries work together on things like fighting terrorism, stopping the spread of diseases, and even just making sure airplanes don't crash into each other. So yeah, it's pretty important stuff. So, how does this whole country-to-country communication thing actually work? Well, it's not like they're sending each other smoke signals, although that would be pretty cool. They use a bunch of different tools like embassies, international organizations, and treaties. Embassies are basically like mini versions of a country located in another country. Think of them as the local branches for international relations. Then you've got international organizations like the United Nations, which is like a giant club for countries to try and solve problems together, emphasis on try. And finally, there are treaties, which are basically written agreements between countries. They can be about anything from trade to nuclear weapons. Okay, so we've established that international relations are important, but what does it all mean for you, the average person just trying to enjoy their avocado toast in peace? Well, for starters, understanding how this stuff works can make you a more informed citizen. When you see news about a trade war or a climate summit, you'll actually know what they're talking about, and maybe even impress your friends with your newfound knowledge. But more importantly, understanding international relations can empower you to get involved. You can contact your elected officials and tell them to care about these issues. You can support organizations working to make the world a better place. You can even travel to different countries and experience different cultures firsthand. Because at the end of the day, we're all part of this big, messy, interconnected world, and it's up to all of us to figure out how to make it work.